Hey, welcome back to One Leg is Enough and the continuation of the journey and the updates to my surgery date. So, the setback I've had this week is the last few days I haven't gone to the gym because I kind of tweaked my lower back, which is a horrendous feeling because when you deal with back pain, everybody's kind of had something, right? And as an amputee, lugging, you feel like you're literally lugging around your prosthetic leg because if you push too hard or too far, it actually just makes the back worse. I won't not wear my legs, so I'm there. But I know that if I try to do anything or lift something too heavy, my back is aching. And yes, I'm sorry about yesterday's podcast or episode because the speaker was horrible that I used. But if you got the gist, I actually did go hiking. It was longer than we had expected it to be. I was running late to my other appointment that I told you about, which made me feel so bad. But we ended up getting in 3 miles and I seemed to do really well, but the heat was extensive. By the time we got done, it was 91 or 92 degrees. 3 miles, it took me forever. And then I realized I was running late. So then I had to speed up. And literally, I think for over 46% of the time, my heart rate was 150 and above. So I was working really hard in that heat, had lots of water, did well. My back ironically did not hurt during that, but then when I went to go do the testing with my old PT, doing squats and everything and trying to maneuver squats with no Smith machine and just lowering myself, it was really, really hard on my back, which made that so much worse. By the time I got done with that, got in the car, I struggled getting in and out of my Bronco. It is lifted and it was a lot on my back. So little bit of a setback, but while I'm still in the waiting and still trying to build strength and everything, there are things that I can do that I should be doing. And one is eating well and fueling the right way, and making sure I'm using my liquids, getting my enough water, not alcohol. I know that's a liquid, but no water. And then this weekend, I'm just going to give myself a break, let my back rest, take it easy. And so hopefully I can get back to Monday back in the gym because being in top shape for me and going into the surgery is really, really important. But that is where I'm at. It sucks having a setback and even just trying to get my prosthesis on in the morning or even my shoe on my good foot is so hard on my back because it is low back. So every time I bend over, I feel like it just strains it. So trying to take it easy right now, using a lidocaine patch on it and just chilling out, which is not easy for me to do, but we are doing it. And then I am going to start working on some light exercises this weekend at home to see what my back can handle as I try to heal it. Because I definitely don't want to go in with a bad back when I go into the surgery on June 20th. So anyways, that's where I'm at. Again, sorry for the I've been trying to do YouTube on my phone and it totally sucked yesterday. So my apologies, but thank you for watching and seeing where I'm going. I did actually reach out to my surgeon and I had some really good questions that I wanted to ask him that didn't have to do with where I could stay or the timeline. I actually started asking really pertinent questions about the surgery because I've only had one other surgery since my amputation, and that was the TMR surgery that I did here in Phoenix with Dr. Pruch. And he had gotten rid of a neuroma and did the TMR on the nerves, which is basically plugging kind of wild nerve endings into muscle to kind of give them a place to find home. But um, that was a pretty easy, once I was out of my socket for 4 weeks and healed, sutures came out. I was able to put my socket on and walk around kind of gingerly because it's so sore. But I realized this is not just that. The surgery I'm going in for, they're going to deal with the nerve endings. They're going to deal with getting a screw out of my leg and cleaning up a bursa sac. They're also going to clean up the end of the femur, which they don't consider that an amputation, but it is somewhat because they're going to have to cut off a little bit of that femur. But then the part that I'm mind boggled about is the fact that they're going to be messing with my muscles and actually reattaching muscle differently. So there might be a different protocol for healing. I know I won't be in a socket for at least 4 weeks because of the sutures and healing and making sure that the incision is closed up. But I also asked, like, besides that, will I have PT here at home? Because I will have some PT back there at 6 weeks, but will I have to do PT here at home? And what that healing time looks like. And I also asked, like, what does the incision look like? My assumption is they're going to open up at the bottom, at the distal end of my femur, at the very bottom of my residual limb, in the same area that they originally did that incision for the amputation. So I hope so, because I'd really kind of like to have less incision lines all over my leg. It's kind of like it's been beat up so much. It would be nice to not have crazy incisions. So I'm hoping at the end. So I'll let you know what he says. I did send him that email today. Looking forward to hearing back from him about those different questions and just trudging forward, getting things lined up, letting people know in my family what can be done beforehand, getting my dogs, babysitters lined up since we're only going for a couple weeks instead of the month like I thought we would. And leaving my dogs for 2 weeks will be hard, but that's where we're at. And anyways, I hope you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. Remember why we celebrate this in memory of all those that have fought for our freedoms. That is such a wonderful thing. And we are grateful to have that freedom here in the United States to do things like this and to be able to live a life where we can dream. And anyways, if you don't hear from me over the weekend, it's because we're enjoying our family here. But have a great 3-day weekend if you get the chance to do that. And thank a veteran.